Hey, what's up, everybody? We're gonna talk today about Nicki Minaj out here congratulating Ye on apologizing, reconciliation with Jews, with Jewish Rabbi. I'm definitely surprised on the issue that he would do that to that extent of actually meeting face to face with a rabbi, not just doing a tweet and leaving it like that. That takes a lot of courage. I hope that he continues on the path of what we can call redemption. Some may call that. You got any thoughts on this? Let me know down below. We're gonna get into this. So, being a man of the levels of whether it's in the music industry, like he's the first artist that's made a major brand shoe company, Yeezy. Like this is something that people, multiple races, even that's went as far as around the world, rocking Yeezys, and they're very unique. Barely seen any company wearing those. He's working with Adidas, and I believe is really crazy that he's in the sense that he's gone so far as to make merch of swastikas and all this. I understand that many people in power can be of Jewish ethnicity, and you could be getting attacks of fame or uh, of your current. It could be affecting your financial status, what other people are saying, connections, things of that nature. There's also a lot of American corruption and blackballing, and I don't mean just from a certain ethnicity as well. There's gatekeeping, whether it's Epstein, Diddy, Hollywood, music, movies. There's all types of people. There's even gatekeeping interviews. Like, oh, no, you're not in this status, so we don't know you like that. You can't come in type of thing. So this is stuff you got to be careful of. There's evil people everywhere. Even if you feel like you can connect more with your people and things may go right just because of that, or because you know some more people, because you've been around, and you probably get you some extra leeway or extra whatever. It comes a certain time where none of that works, and your belief is what is going to determine what happens and not. Who you allow to do what to you or your kids or not, or who's going to be involved or not in certain activities that you may agree with or not. That is what's going to matter at the end. Dark and lightness cannot partake together. Unequally yoked people cannot be together. It runs the same thing in this situation, even in business. You're in the wrong business, but there's an idea, you don't like what's going on in that particular side of the business, then don't be involved with that particular side. I'm not saying you can't. I don't even know what to say about. I personally, after a lot of things you went through, it could be good to stay, not be trying to get too much in the fame crowd and news all of a sudden, one second or another, trying to go viral. I don't believe going viral is the best thing, believe it or not, in every situation. There's things that are bigger than that. Having group of people that care about you, that follow you, can be much more than just random people that you're not sure of their intentions and might even want to see you down only, kind of a thing, that are following you and promoting things that can go against you as far as they have, or even more. And there's people that can push a button pretty much, and whether it's Hollywood, radios, I don't say push a button, but they're just based on your beliefs. It could be just based on you talked about Jesus Christ, and you're going on a totally different path, and they don't want to be involved in that, and they feel like they have to disrespect you for some strange reason. That they have to put you down, put your beliefs down, make you seem a certain way. So this is somebody who I'm talking about because I feel bad about his situation as well. Um, his fall, his involvement with his kids that is no longer there. People in Hollywood being greatly involved, it seems, or allegedly, in what happened with his downfall. Has admitted in certain interviews that he's met with somebody who he thought was his friend, and everything went blank after. He started feeling all types of weird ways and certain things, and the phones was basically cut, and he was in a room, and all these different weird things happening. They're making them look a certain way and act a certain way and lose certain things and access to certain things that I am not going to go all the way into. This is something that the more you find out, the more you know, the more you can possibly give empathy towards. But this is not an excuse where you have a free pass now to act out and to harm others, or to say racist remarks and belittle somebody and act on pure aggression and no sense of collective or passive or even any sense of calmness towards a situation. Anytime you see somebody filled with anger, as time passes, things do not seem to get better. There is no trophy for not knowing what you've been doing, for acting on emotions that are hard to control, feeling intense pain only, and dishing out pain in ways that we can't think about or know, and he might not either. So it just makes everybody confused and in a worse situation. Affected, he lost billions of dollars on a Yeezy deal, when he could have, privately just thought about something, had some thoughts, and went on his business, or, just stayed away from social media for a while. Like that, like when things affect you being able to decide, when it affects kids, I'm gonna say, that's when it's sad. Just this act of revenge against everybody, kind of a thing, where people who weren't even directly involved are automatically seen and perceived or involved actively in things that they had no knowledge, they don't support, they don't, like rabbis don't tell it's not something in the Torah, I'm gonna say, to kill others, to make others feel bad, to make other, this is not biblical values. Somebody decided to do that, they went out of their own limb, they made their own decisions. For the most part, and Hollywood is not known for the best of values and the best of promotion of those values and safety, kindness, generosity, things of biblical manner of dealing with things. So if that's what you were doing and they are not like that, they don't support that, you can't expect the best results to come from that type of location or people involved in that. It doesn't matter if you want to just talk about just to name a race, all of the black people involved in Hollywood, all of them are not making the best decisions. Every single one of them is not making, all the white people, all the Jewish, all the whatever race you can think of, if they are in Hollywood, it it isn't the best representation of the whole race as a whole. I believe that in like minority ethnic groups, we can tend to look at these people more than any other ethnicity groups as one of the highest people because they were in a movie than other ethnic groups, like other ethnic groups. Like, do you think Jewish people or Americans, ethnicities, are looking at Hollywood as or just movie actors as a source of decision making for their whole family and society and schools and institutions? In today's current climate, a lot of things can be confusing, but overall, lawyers are not being trained, or doctors, or things that are very essential for human existence and quality of life. Like, policemen are not trying to get advice from movies, police movies, police documentaries, police documentaries can be so and so, but still, they're not. Before I make a decision, let me watch this documentary. This is the only way, or whatever. If you value CBS, PBS, whatever form of documentary, YouTube, they're not gonna say what does somebody in Hollywood think first, because of being in impoverished situations. You see other people that's been there, that's made it to high situations of fame. Whatever field they chose, you'll automatically feel more identifiable in that situation, and that type of feelings has to be something that is more watchful of. You gotta be careful. It can bring memories of pain that can distort the way you think when a bad situation happens, especially if it comes to someone that's famous, and whether it's in Hollywood or not. because these people are, and something here it's heard in the news is usually not the most regular small thing or most harmless, you know, commonest thing in the world. So, and you were involved with Kim Kardashian, who is one of the most, was one of those people that has many or has been known to know of many people that are in Hollywood. And she's been involved with many famous men as well. So certain things that could have been done to you could have been done in silence based on whether it's jealousy of another man that's been with her or not, or that knows her, or I don't know, if been her manager in a movie or something before. Things can automatically be much more bigger than you ever thought just because of your involvement with Kim, no matter how you felt or even how she felt towards Kanye or Ye, I mean. But all of those that hits together is something not so common and can be hard to deal with. Getting somebody, I feel like in these type of times as well, getting closer to God and talking to somebody of God about, dealing with situations, hard situations, how to go through. Like these are times you really need God for. You don't know who to trust, who can help you. He definitely can be there for you. Out of all people, if this was somebody, known for acting out in a certain manner, acting just crazy and, doesn't care about nothing, this would be, just expected. For this to be Ye still after all these years, to me sometimes it's still, like somebody's a billionaire as well, or that was a billionaire. It's very surprising and shocking. But the higher you get in, or there's in some type of power, influence, some type of position, there can be people like that's hating. So this separation is the best thing that can happen, to separate yourself from harmful people. Sometimes people just won't like you just based on the difference that you can put forward, show, represent in a different way. 'Cause if somebody's in a situation that they are not favorable of, and you making different decisions, and that can seem crazy as well, and they might not know how to deal with that. So if you are different, you're making different decisions, even if it's for the better, that for the better part is known afterwards. It's not always known in the moment, and that could be just that part that people know of. So it's a sensitive situation dealing with different things. There's different struggles. It's not easy to do something different. There's not a map, a guide way exactly on always what to do, what to say and not. And so it's a good time to be careful, be God, calm down, make the proper steps forward, and move on to the next chapter of your life. Staying on the same chapter of pain and struggle would open up wounds that could be healed. Want to hear more? Comment below, subscribe, and we'll talk later.